What if the parts of your life that confused you the most were not interruptions, but instruction? What if the chapters of your life you wanted to skip were teaching you things that clarity never could? Because when I look back at 2025, the moments that shaped me the most were not the wins. They weren't the clean progressions. They were not the parts that made sense. They were the confusing chapters. I started the year with a plan, a real one, structured, thought through, responsible, the kind of plan that makes you feel like you're finally doing life right. I had timelines in my head, benchmarks I expected to hit, a version of myself I thought I would already be living as by now. And then, things did not fall apart, they drifted. Not chaos, not failure, just uncertainty. One thing stalled, another thing took longer than expected. Something that once felt clear became foggy. At first, I treated it like a delay, then it started feeling personal. I remember thinking, why does this feel uncertain if I've done the work? Why am I second guessing things that used to feel solid? That's when confusion starts doing its real work. Confusion is uncomfortable because it removes your script. When things are clear, you know how to move. You know how to explain yourself. You know how to measure progress. When things get confusing, all of that disappears. You don't know whether to push or pause, hold on or let go, wait or walk away. And this is where most people panic. They rush to fix the feeling instead of listening to it. Well, I'm guilty. I did that too. I looked outward for answers. I compared my pace to other people's timelines. I questioned whether I was behind. I wondered if I had misread myself. But here's the reframe that changed everything for me. I thought confusion meant I was clueless, but it actually meant I was acting with audacity. Audacity is not loud. It is not arrogance. Audacity is movement without permission. It means making decisions without full information, trusting yourself before the evidence shows up. Confusion did not mean I did not know what I was doing. It meant I was operating without a map. And that requires courage most people never acknowledge. During one of those detours, one I never planned for, I learned skills I did not set out to learn. Not resume skills, internal ones. How to choose without guarantees. How to move forward when no one is clapping yet. At the time, it felt insufficient, like circling instead of advancing. Looking back, it was depth work, and depth work never looks impressive while you're inside it. Something else surprised me. The confusing parts introduced people into my life that would never have appeared on my original path. Not mentors with instructions, not guides with clear answers. People who asked better questions. People who reflected parts of me back to myself. People whose presence quietly shifted something. Sometimes it was a conversation that stayed with me longer than expected. Sometimes a moment that only made sense months later. Guidance did not arrive labeled. It arrived through timing, through friction, through ordinary moments that revealed meaning later. There's a quiet danger in clarity. Clarity can make you rigid. It can make you protect a plan instead of listening to reality. Confusion keeps you flexible. It teaches you how to move without certainty, adapt without losing yourself, staying open without becoming passive. At some point during the year, something shifted. Not a breakthrough, not a dramatic answer. Recognition. I could trace new strengths back to moments I resented. Delays built patience. Uncertainty sharpened my discernment. Discomfort exposed where I was still clinging to control. The plan didn't fail. It evolved me past what the plan could reach. We praise clarity, confidence, decisiveness. We rarely praise confusion. But confusion is often the doorway to maturity. It humbles you. It strips away performance. It forces you to move from identity, not momentum. And here's what landed for me later in the year. The year did not take me off course, it took me deeper. That changes how I'm moving forward now. I am not demanding certainty from the future. I'm not forcing clarity too early. I'm moving with curiosity instead of pressure. Pressure demands answers, but curiosity asks better questions. This year, I am leaving room for chapters that do not explain themselves immediately, for growth that feels slow, for lessons that arrive later. Because I now understand that not every chapter is meant to make sense while you are inside it. Some chapters are lived forward and understood backward. If parts of the previous year still feel unresolved, Moments that felt wrong, heavy, delayed, or confusing. Consider this. What if the chapter is not finished teaching you? What if the confusion wasn't failure, but formation? What if the skills you need next could only be built there? The future is still unwritten. That can feel unsettling. Or it can feel open, because clarity follows courage. Direction follows movement. Meaning often arrives after the experience. So here's the question I'll leave you with. What confusing chapter in your life might be holding wisdom that you haven't named yet? Sit with it. You may find that the lesson has been there all along, quietly shaping you for what's coming next.